Well, howdy there, Bronco fans. We got here Bronco Planet. We got Chris in the studio giving Danny the night off. Chris, welcome back.
Good to be here. Good to be back.
First time really talking to you since the big win. Everybody may be coming down a little bit. We're done celebrating. Time to get serious. We got a tough opponent this week. What do you think?
Well, you know, you see those old NFL films and the famous line, I think Forrest Gregg was the first time I ever heard of the NFL stands for not for long, right? And he was telling some ref as he was so bad that he wasn't going to be in the league very long. Here's the other thing, not a lot of time to celebrate. You can celebrate that win, but not for long. Going on the road on Monday night to Atlanta, that's a huge test this week.
I guess so. I mean, you hear everybody talking about Peyton Manning, and what a great comeback for Peyton Manning on Sports Illustrated, cover of Sports Illustrated again. But you don't hear, why isn't Matt Ryan on the cover of Sports Illustrated? More yards, more touchdowns, higher quarterback rating, and ran one in too. So, you know, I get it. Peyton came back. Everybody, you know, thinks, hey, he's going to take a while. But come on, Matt Ryan is one good quarterback.
Think about that Atlanta win on the road, right, in Arrowhead, which consistently has been one of the toughest places to play in the league, and he lit it up. Man, he's got the tools on the outside between Roddy White and Julio Jones. That trade last year where the Falcons basically gave away their draft to get Julio Jones, that's suddenly looking like a pretty good move. Here's the thing from last Sunday that scares me going into Monday night. Denver has got to get off the field on third down. And I think we're probably going to over-remember, if that's a word, how well Tracy Porter played because of the interception, because of the touchdown at the end of the game. They have got to get off the field on third down. Roethlisberger, I believe the number is 8 for 13 with 7 first downs on third down, and we can't have that performance with Matt Ryan.
No, I agree. I mean, well, you got to give credit to Big Ben. I mean, he's a hard guy to bring down, but man, it was efficient, and I agree with you. It was nerve-wracking, and it keeps Peyton off the field. And you know, Matt Ryan will light you up, and they have a running back that's pretty darn good, Michael Turner.
Yeah, the defense is going to get tested, no doubt about it. The thing is, I wonder if at any point on Sunday night, John Fox pulled Manning aside and was like, "Hey, that's awesome that you're scoring and all. Can you go slower?"
Yeah.
You know, that third quarter was unbelievable. A 36-second touchdown drive. They're going to have to possess the ball, I think, a little bit more. I thought the running game Sunday night did exactly what they needed it to do. No huge numbers from any one of those guys, but right around just under 100 yards. I think 100 yards is kind of that line in the sand where if a combination of McGahee and Moreno and when we start to see some of those other guys in the backfield, that 100-yard mark I think is where we need to be. But man,
I mean, I think the Chiefs got against Atlanta last week had gotten what was it, like 150 yards almost? I mean, Charles with the 87 yards there. So I agree, it's got to be a combination, but I don't know that you start off. I don't know if you saw Tony Dungy talking at halftime of that game, like, well, why wait 20 minutes to let Peyton Manning do what Peyton Manning does? Yeah. I think, you know, it's just the opposite of last year. I think you got to pass, then run, you know, versus run, boring, put them to sleep, pass, as we experienced last year.
Well, and I think one of the keys to any game in the NFL anymore, you know, one of the big guys who was out for the Chiefs was Tom Bali on the defensive line. Not a lot of pressure, and that was one thing Denver did do. Even when they didn't get to Roethlisberger, they got after the quarterback. 4 sacks and numerous pressures. You know, and Roethlisberger, like you said, is so good at extending the play. I don't know that Matt Ryan is quite at that level yet.
Now, what do you think Denver has working for him? Now, what do you think Atlanta's worried about coming in facing the Broncos besides number 18?
I don't know what there is besides. You know, what else would you be nervous about?
Well, what do you think? Thomas, Decker? You think they're worried about McGahee at all?
Sure, I think you've got to, if you're a defensive coordinator in Atlanta, you're sitting up thinking, holy crap, how do I defend all of this, right? Because you can't double Decker because you see what Thomas does on the screen. Decker's such a good possession guy. We started to see Tammy in there. We started to see the tight ends, you know, which we never saw last year, Mike McCoy, right? but I think if you're the Falcons, the lean this week is, boy, I sure hope Matt Ryan puts up 31 points. Because after watching Denver last week and after watching the Falcons defense, which had a couple picks but ultimately struggled overall, I've got to believe Denver scores 28 points, you know, with relative ease at least this week.
Yeah, and that's what's exciting about this team. We saw last year, you're playing teams, and there are some teams in here, very pass-friendly league now, that are going to score a lot of points. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. There are some very good teams out there. Atlanta's one of those. So, although Denver comes in, I think, ranked 9th in defense, they had a pretty, you know, some good things last week. But, you know, at least we've got a quarterback now and an offense that can bring you get back that can put a lot of points on the board in a short amount of time. So I think that's outstanding. And hey, that Atlanta defense not too shabby. I think they had like a couple interceptions and 3 sacks. So this is a big game. I mean, it's great to get excited, Pittsburgh, but let's be a little realistic. Harrison, one of the best defenders in the league, not playing. Clark out, Mendenhall not out. So now this, you win this game on Monday night on the road, you come back and find a way to win against Houston, then, I mean, it's mayhem.
And I think, honestly, Shad, that Houston game looks so big down the road. Obviously, you're never going to have a must-win in week 2, but that Houston game is huge, and a prospect of going 3-0 versus starting 1-2 with that Houston game is huge. This is the other thing I like is you get Manning back into a dome where he's just been, next to unbeatable. I like the chances Monday night.
And I think the last thing I'm excited to see play out this season is John Fox, whose nature is to slow things down. Is like run the ball, control it. Colquitt was our MVP last year. And so now he's got Peyton Manning and then what he's used to. So we'll see who wins out on that. But it looked like, based on the last 3 quarters, Peyton Manning likely to win that one. So
I have a hard time believing Fox was giving him a hard time. Let's try to not quite score so many points so quickly.
All right, so moving on, we want to talk about some prizes, and it's not like we talked about last week. We're not talking about, you want to hold that bad boy up?
I do.
We're not just talking about Bronco Planet followers, but this is your last 48 hours to go in and go to Fans of the Three Amigos on Facebook, and you can win this autograph picture of Vance Johnson and Mark Jackson, a couple of our favorite Broncos of all time.
You know what? I will forge a Ricky Nattiel autograph just to complete the threesome.
Well, okay, yes, but please note that one will not be legit. But these, we saw at the pep rally, and that's one thing we got to give the Broncos credit for. They always do a lot of things in the community. They had current players out there at the pep rally last week. We had Mark Jackson, Vance out there.
Good guys, too. Great guys.
And so good things are happening in Denver. We're a little calm now. I'm a little on edge. Monday night's a big game, but, this season's going to be awesome.
Well, you can't have gone through week 1 and not fully expect to win the division now.
I'm with you.
The Monday night game was just a grease fire.
Yeah, the AFC did
mix in a long snap at sometime, Raider fan. Crap almighty.
So, all right, here, to finish out, we got a little treat for you. Some of our fans have been sending in, they're watching Bronco Planet. They want to contribute, been sending in some videos. So, if you got a video out there and you want us to roll it at the end of the show,
perfect.
We'll put it up there. We don't care how good, how bad. It's all about just loving the Denver
Might be in
Broncos.
line to get hooked up with the prize monkey at some time.
I love the prize monkey. He'll be there Monday night. So we'll catch you. You know where to follow us. You can follow us on our website, right there at BroncoPlanet.com, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. You can even follow Chris to work every day. He's got a bumper sticker that says, I love Shad at Bronco Planet. I think you do.
And I rarely wear pants.
Too much information. We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
The Broncos traded Tim Tebow to the Jets recently. We want to tell the Denver fans to let it be. No use in crying over spilled milk.